Thank you, but I think that firstly we have to say thank you to all of the Santas behind us, because there are very nice things happening behind your back, Stefan. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm really honored and happy to be here today with you. We have just witnessed 2 Galileo satellites successfully reaching their orbits. It is a great moment, also for me personally, because for me it is the first time to go through such experience. But it's also a moment of reward to all of you, all of us, if I may call it like this, on the program, all of us working on the program. In January this year, as it was reminded before, I said that the Galileo program must be a success, and for now we see it is a success. And I committed to all of those present there that we do our best to ensure it. And those 9 months, or even the whole this year, we have had 3 launches, all of them successful. It was a challenge, of course. It took time, it took efforts, it's dedication from all of you and many others, especially Santas. I would therefore like to thank again, on my behalf, on behalf of the European Commission, to all of partners of the European Union for their involvement and dedication to Galileo program. So the CNES, European Space Agency, Arianespace, OHB and their respective partners, and the numerous high-tech companies of the European space sector involved in Galileo. I would also like to thank very, very much my own services from the European Commission, from DG GROW. We have now a space industry of 12 satellites and a ground infrastructure supporting them. But of course, there is still a long journey ahead of us. To deliver on Galileo, we'll focus on, just shortly to say that we'll focus on following 3 objectives. First, we must continue to build up the infrastructure. The launch schedule is clear. It was also said before. Our challenge for the next year is to use the Ariane 5 launcher to bring 4 Galileo satellites into orbit. Second, I think this is the most important. We need to deliver services to users. Our aim is to provide initial services from the end of next year, probably, but during the course of next year. Finally, we need to make sure that we take all of the advantages of this infrastructure, because building infrastructure and the infrastructure is not, of course, the end in itself. Therefore, it will be also an important year for European space policy, I mean the next one, because the European Commission will propose a European space strategy to maximize market opportunities for space-based applications and services. I think that now we can honestly say that Galileo is really the success, but also because never before has Europe collectively invested its know-how and resources in a single project. Now we are there and we have to continue. Thank you very much. Thanks to all of you.
Madame la Commissaire, Jean-Yves Stéphane, chers amis, chers collègues,
Mrs. Commissioner,
je crois que ce soir on
my
vous offre un beau
friends,
cadeau de
I
Noël.
think that tonight we've given you a great Christmas
La joie des
gift.
collègues ici montre
You see the
combien
joy
nous
of
sommes
all my
satisfaits
colleagues
aujourd'hui
here. We're
d'avoir
very
accompli la mission
satisfied indeed
de lancer ces satellites
because
Galileo.
this was a successful mission.
Et
We've launched
c'est un
2
grand moment
Galileo
pour nous. N'oublions pas les
satellites.
collègues
It's a great
également
moment
à
for us,
Toulouse
and
qui s'occupent aujourd'hui de
we
nos
don't forget
satellites.
our
Quelques
colleagues
mots sur leur
in
état.
Toulouse.
Après une injection
Let me
parfaite,
tell you a few
merci
words
Arianespace et
about
merci
the
à nos
satellites
camarades russes
after a perfect
qui, une nouvelle
launch,
fois,
and
ont
thanks again
réussi un lancement
Arianespace.
parfait
Thanks
Soyuz.
to our Russian friends.
La séquence de déploiement du satellite s'est déroulée de façon parfaite. Donc les collègues doivent une fois de plus ont démontré la qualité de leurs produits. Les équipes à Toulouse et dans toutes les stations autour du monde, Kerguelen, Perse,
stations around the world, Kerguelen and others, have acquired the satellites on time at the right moment. And right now, the satellite subsystems are exactly as expected. expected. Stefan wanted me to say something, but I'll tell you that this mission is a success in 12 years. 20 minutes after the success, I eventually decided to say a few words. Toulouse is in charge of the satellites with the CNES and ESA teams. OHB is making the satellites that we're going to launch next year. Ariane 5 will be ready beginning of next year. It should be launched sometime after next summer. A great Christmas gift once again. What's expecting us now is an Ariane launch in 2016, and we are ready. And a few words as well, because on the 28th of December, 10 years ago, many of us were in Baikonur. And it was at that moment that Europe started this program of space navigation with our products manufactured by the SSTL people. These programs are still working fine, and it's a great success for Europe. Europe dared do it, thanks to EU, thanks to the Commission, Mrs. de Palacio, and all the others, all the team of the Commission, of ESA, Mr. Rodota. They all supported the program. 10 years afterwards, we have 12 satellites in orbit, and we have a program for the future. So thank you, and see you soon. Thank you.
Dear Commissioner, ladies and gentlemen, chers amis, I am of course very glad that our satellites have been properly delivered. Thank you again to Arianespace and to the complete Soyuz team and CSG staff to have made it. I now wish, of course, that our two satellites, Guiana and Guiana, will deliver the same extraordinary performances as their predecessors. This is the fruit of the excellence of the European space industry, and we should be very proud of it. It is an asset for European competitiveness in the space domain. I am also very proud that at OHB and at SSTL, we achieved the challenge of series production, which is a guarantee of a timely implementation of the Galileo full operational capability in 2020, if our customers, of course, keep their confidence on us for the next batch of satellites. Because we are all aware that the development of the downstream market, the applications and the services using the Galileo signal are key to the success of the program. Having performing satellites is a condition, necessary condition, but time to market is of utmost importance. Now, I would like to thank all the teams in Bremen, Nordwijk, Guilford, who have worked very hard to make this success possible. Je veux aussi profiter de cette occasion
also like to thank in particular Didier Febvre and his team for his constant support in the challenge that we have faced and for the success.
Für die Familie Fuchs und alle meine Kollegen in Bremen wünsche ich eine gute und frohe Weihnachtsfeier heute Abend. Merci à tous.
Madame la Commissaire, Mesdames et Messieurs,
Mrs. Commissioner, ladies and gentlemen, the new success that we have just witnessed is a new step in the development of a strong European space industry, and it's a good illustration of how pertinent the European policy is as far as space is concerned. Galileo is becoming a reality. The challenge now is to go on launching satellites, of course, but the challenge is also to make sure that Galileo is used by as many European citizens as possible, and this is why we are working so hard at the Commission in Brussels and in Prague, GSA. Then, this successful launch from this Guiana Space Center proves that it's very interesting to have a whole range of launch vehicles for different types of payloads. Some are big, some are smaller. You said that it started in Baikonur. This is right. That's where it all started. And we want to have a sustainable capability, and that's why Europe took that historical decision last year in Luxembourg. I'm talking about the Ariane 6 program, of course. This new success illustrates the huge possibilities provided by the Space Center here. We have great teams. We have a commitment that is so admired by everybody. We have been able to prepare 12 launches. We have been able to have ready launch vehicles ready to be launched on time. So I would like to thank and congratulate all those who've made this European success possible. People working at the level of the Commission, ESA, Arianespace, Starsen, in the industrial world, in Europe, in Russia, and in the CNES. And this mission is illustrating the competencies of the CNES here in Guyana. CST, our colleagues, for example, have given us the first information about the health of our satellites. Thanks to your know-how, your expertise, your commitments, you represent Europe at its best. And after the success of COP21, we have now put satellites at the heart of climate issues. With this 12th successful launch in Guyana, 2015 ends in a great way. A few words to my colleague of ESA watching me in Paris. I was not able to co-chair this meeting of the Council, but I'm sure that Beau replaced me in the best possible way. Anyway, I would like to wish you excellent Christmas, excellent end of year, and we'll meet again next year for another great European space year. We'll start this year with new launches here and elsewhere. We are going to Mars next year. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will conclude in French, if you don't mind. Beginning of my holidays, I suppose. I would like to tell you that Arianespace will be back here in the Space Center on the 27th of January for Intelsat. Intelsat is our loyal customer. So on the 27th of January, we will put Intelsat 29E into orbit from this Space Center. And as the Commissioner explained, as other speakers said, we are working hard. We are going on working hard to be able to deliver an Ariane 5 ES for Galileo in autumn 2016. So thank you all. Have a great end of year and great holidays. And see you.
So as the Christmas hats flicker in the background, we will say goodbye. Any last words, Sylvain?
My last words would be for the persons now working in Toulouse and to try to monitor our new satellites. So this is now they have still a long shift to go through. So I'm thinking about them, and also for OHB persons in Bremen in particular, but because for them it's of course also a hectic period now.
All right, as you can see on the screen, we're recapping the year in pictures. And over these pictures, we'll say goodbye. The big news from French Guiana is that Arianespace and Soyuz once again delivering successful launch of Galileo 11 and 12 for the Galileo constellation. A record 12th launch of the year, delivered the 32nd and the 33rd satellites launched by Soyuz since she started at the CSG in 2011. So that's it for this banner year. Next year begins, as you heard from Stefan Israel, with a launch at the end of January on an Ariane 5. We will be here, and we hope you will be too. Until then, Joshua Giampo with my friend Sylvain Lodeau, on behalf of everybody here at the Space Base, saying thank you for being with us. We hope you enjoyed it. We certainly did. Have a safe and a pleasant holiday season and a very happy New Year.
Séparation de Sky Master. Séparation ARSAT. constellation. Séparation Arabsat 6B. Séparation Magensat 15.
Séparation de l'ESA Pathfinder confirmée par le projet satellite.
Ah ben là, cette fois-ci, là, on peut applaudir, tout le monde se lève.
I wanna